Hello guys, welcome to Movie Overview. Today we are looking at a film from 2021, titled, Red Notice. The movie starts off explaining the creation of 3 expensive eggs created by Queen Cleopatra, where 2 of them were found by a farmer and the other was thought to be gone. We start off in Rome where The Rock arrives at an art museum talking to the director about how the most wanted art thief is after the egg in the museum. The director assures John that the egg is safe in the museum. We see John using thermal camera to detect that the egg has been replaced, however director claims a malfunction. John takes a kid's drink to pour onto the egg to prove it's fake. John sees our criminal Nolan in the crowd and gives chase where John gets stuck in between doors. Nolan arrives in a room surrounded by security and climbs the scaffolding to escape, where he fights off the guards and escapes them by dropping scaffolding. Nolan is then caught by John and commanded to hand over the bag. But Nolan manages to knock his gun away before he is tackled through window by John. We then see Nolan escape as John crashes into an ice cream truck trying to catch up. We are then brought to Bali 56 hours later where Nolan arrives home on his boat. As Nolan is making a drink he is startled by John already behind him in his house with a drink, and signals Interpol into the room to surround and arrest Nolan. John then tells Nolan that he used to be the biggest art thief, but is no longer the biggest art thief. We then see someone sneak the door open and begin to replace the egg, before we see John barely missing the person who stole the egg who hides under the car when John comes back. Next the agent at Interpol thinks John is behind the stolen egg and has John arrested after pleading his innocence, and thought it was Nolan that set him up. Next, in Russia we see John being held in a prison on top of a mountain, where he has been put in a cell with Nolan. Nolan talks to John about how he knows where the second egg is and how he would have stolen it if he wasn't in the prison. Nolan talks about an arms dealer owning the second egg in his private collection. Nolan then tells the whole prison that John is a cop, where John is confronted by a prisoner who punches him and kicks him to the floor. We then see a guard come in and tell them they need to meet with the captain who is revealed to be the bishop who is Nolan's rival as an art thief. The bishop then explains how she stole the egg and transferred money to John to frame him. Then she plays an audio clip where John says he knows where the third egg is. John refuses to tell her the location and she decides to leave them in the prison. Later that night Nolan and John discuss the plan to escape the prison. Nolan tells John the plan as he makes a bomb using soap to act as a distraction. Once the bomb goes off guards enter the room but they fight them off and escape. We then learn that Nolan told the prison John was a cop so he could swipe the keycard they needed to escape. Nolan then removes a rock from the outer wall that they climb out of. Nolan uses a snowball to take over the pilot and helicopter. We then see John make a run for the helicopter where he is shot at by a rocket that almost kills him but manages to grab onto a rope before he falls. Next we see Nolan taking off in the helicopter about to leave John, when he manages to just barely jump onto the helicopter. Then we see a missile is fired at them but John opens the other side of the helicopter and saves them. In London we are shown the bishop has tied up a man and uses his computer to make her moves to frame John untraceable as well as to inform the Interpol agent that John and Nolan have escaped from the prison in Russia. We then see Nolan and John meet with an old friend of Nolan's who helps them escape Russia in his plane. On the plane John and Nolan discuss the plan on how to rob the egg from the arms dealer. After threatening to arrest the bishop, John bumps into the arms dealer, which we then learn was to steal his phone. Then Nolan and John bump into each other so they have an excuse to go to the bathroom. Once in the bathroom Nolan hacks into the security cameras and disables them. Once the cameras are down they wait for the guards to pass and sneak in between them into the arm dealer's room. Once inside Nolan uses arm dealer's thumbprint and voice to get into his collection room. Before they can enter the Interpol agent sneaks up on them. She tells John that if he is innocent he will arrest Nolan. John then fakes arresting him and knocks her gun away and pushes Nolan into the vault. Once in the vault they run into the bishop who is already there. They then get into a fight where the bishop defeats both of them. We are then shown that the bishop is actually working with the arms dealer and hands him back the egg. We see them next under a stadium where they are awakened by the arms dealer. The bishop tortures John in an attempt to get the location of the third egg from Nolan. That doesn't work so the arms dealer tries to strangle John instead. This makes Nolan tell them the location of the third egg. After taking a drink to celebrate we learn the arms dealer was poisoned by the bishop. We then see her leave them there and escape with the egg. Next the arms dealer wakes up and begins to shoot at John and Nolan where he accidentally shoots the cuff and frees John who punches him. Then we see John about to leave Nolan because he let him get electrocuted. Nolan convinces John to untie him and they both escape. On a train we see John threaten Nolan to tell him where the egg is, however John needs him alive. Nolan then explains how in World War II the Germans filled a boat with a bunch of art and antiques to Argentina and hid them in a bunker before they lost the war. Nolan then explains the watch his dad used to own, which after breaking it, actually contains the coordinates to the third egg. In Argentina we see John arguing with Nolan and out how they are lost in a jungle. When he then throws a compass on the ground and they hear it hit a metal door, they jump down and start uncovering the bunker. Once down into the bunker they approach a door which they then figure out needs the watch to be opened. Behind the door we see a massive art and antique collection room, where not much long after inside Nolan manages to find the third egg of Cleopatra. When Nolan has the egg, the bishop shows up with the gun after following them. Then Interpol arrives and a shootout begins. Both groups use vehicles in the bunker on a chase where the bishop and the agent fight for the egg before it flies into the air and Nolan has to catch it. After Nolan catches the egg, they decide to drive through a waterfall where they all fall out and Nolan loses the egg. Once they are all in the water the agent gets out and checks over the edge to see if they are still alive. She doesn't see them and thinks they are dead. We see Nolan make it to land with the egg. However, when Nolan does not see John he runs back in to save him. Next the bishop comes out of the water and John and Nolan walk over to her. We see them talking about how she will go to prison. Right before John handcuffs her, they smile and kiss. We are then shown how John and the bishop have been working together the whole time through flashbacks. We also see that the bishop handed John the key they used to escape. Next the bishop makes Nolan hand over the egg. Once they have the egg they handcuff him to a tree and leave. At the wedding we can see the 3 eggs being displayed to the princess. Then Interpol and the agent arrive where she arrests the king and princess. In Sardinia we see Nolan has tracked down John and the bishop. He tells them how he escaped North Korea after he was caught and arrested, handcuffed to the tree. Nolan proposes another heist, one that needs 3 people. After a moment they decide they are in. Interpol arrives at the ship to find it abandoned. After this, she marks all 3 fugitives as a red notice. We then see the new team arrive to their next heist before the movie ends. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications. Have a good one.